Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama
Hare Krishna. Welcome. Okay, sorry. Kids were making noise. Okay, Hare Krishna. Is Kumudarani Mataji here? If not, I will do the kirtan. Okay, Mataji, you are here? Kumudarani Mataji, are you able to do kirtan today?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. Okay, you can start, Mataji.
So we started. Nama Om, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimadi Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharani Nirvishesa Sunyavadi Paschatya Satarani
Namaste Saraswati Devi. All everyone. Gauravani Pracharine.
Nirvishesa Sunyavadi Paschatya Satarani Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Vaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Ribo. Thank you, Mataji. Why everybody is still so shy? We are already on day 14. Actually, 15th day. This is our 15th day, including the introduction. Okay. Oh, okay. Devaki Nandana Krishna Gita Patena Tushyati Yata Navede Dhanena Yajnati Tavrtati Vihi. The son of Devaki, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, cannot be satisfied by anyone's study of the Vedas, charity, sacrifice, pilgrimage, or vows as much as he is satisfied by devotional recitation of the Gita. Okay, so let's go to UK for a while. This is Bhakti Vedanta Manor. Okay, this is the one that was donated by George Harrison, the member of the band, the Beatles. Okay, so it was a Tudor house. Okay, so there's some history behind this this building. It was initially, I think it's a nursing college or something, and then it was sold to George Harrison of the Beatles. After that, he did not buy it for his private use. He actually bought it and he donated it to ISKCON, and then they named it as Bhaktivedanta Manor. Okay. So at this point here, I would like to share that, of course, the Hare Krishna movement was popularized by Srila Prabhupada after he went to US in the 1960s. All right, but however, it is an age-old tradition of, it's a dharma that has been existing for eternity. It's just that recently Prabhupada took it to US and it became popularized in a certain number of years. Before that, Prabhupada's other god brothers, that means his they call it god brothers, students under the same guru. They also tried to go to US and spread the Krishna conscious movement, but they came back. Okay, they failed, they couldn't. So only Prabhupada was successful. Okay, he just popularized it. So it was not like before that, it was not been, has not been in existence, and now it is. It's not like that. Okay, so you know the Bhagavad Gita has been given to Vivasman millions of years ago. Okay, so this is the deities in the Bhaktivedanta Manor, Radha Krishna, and we have Sitaram, Lakshman, Hanuman. Okay, right, so this is the altar. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chaksurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desha Davini Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare That's it. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay, so is everyone ready? We are going to recap yesterday's chapter. Okay, I want to see all the regular students are in already. Okay, right. So everybody ready with your chat? Okay. So yesterday Arjuna started the chapter 13 with how many questions? Let's see whether you all remember. Wow, very fast. Okay, all right. Yes. Okay, so 6 questions. What was his first question? Okay, Prakriti is different, Purusha is different. So he asked Krishna, what is Prakriti? Okay, what is Prakriti? Nature. Okay, next question. Okay, yes, that is the first question. What is nature? What is Prakriti? Yes, what is Purusha? Purusha means enjoyer. Okay, these are just the translation. Yeah, later I want the definition. Okay. Okay, next question. So this two is partner. He asked, what is this field? Kshetra. Okay, so if you have Kshetra, what you must have? What is the next question? Knower. Who is the knower? Okay, hold your answers, yeah. Okay, the definition all later. Okay, the last two. I want to be fair to everyone. So let's see, most of you answer already, then I will move on. Okay, so is there anybody saying it from the memory? Oh, you all are referring to the notes? Both are okay. I just want to know how much we absorbed yesterday, after a Monday, beginning of the week, everybody went to work and come back. So is this all from your memory? Okay, if it's from your memory. Okay, no problem. At least you know where to refer to. Okay, so knowledge, jnana, both. Super, Mataji. Very good. Finally, what is the last question? Okay, object of knowledge or whole of knowledge. Okay, now comes the challenge. What is Prakriti? So try not to look at the notes and tell from your memory, what did you understand? Very simple, just one line answer. What did you understand from what Krishna explained? Nature, Prakriti. One characteristics of this nature. There was only one verse we covered under nature, Prakriti. So what was it? There are two. Actually, there are three. You can give me one of it. Give the characteristics, whether it's temporary. Okay, I'm giving you a clue. Is it temporary? Does it have beginning? Does it change or does it not change? Okay. So it is beginningless. But what happens to this nature? So it doesn't go through change, as in it doesn't take birth or die or destroy. Okay, but what happens to it? Yes. It transforms. It has transformation. And then what is that one aspect closely related to this nature? Yes, it goes through transformation. Actually, this is the connection to our chapter today. So that's why I'm asking this question here. What else? What can we relate to this? There's Three things. Yeah, because long time connection. Okay, so there's a lot of impression and we take birth. So we see a difference, good and evil in various species. Okay, but what I'm looking for is there's something about this energy here in this material nature. How about the modes? Did we cover the modes of nature? If you have material nature, then you must have these three modes. Did we not cover this? Anyone try? Yes, Rajas. Not Tattva, Sattva. Okay, it's not mentioned in our slokas yesterday, so no wonder. Okay, no problem. We are here to learn. Okay, thank you, Shamala Mataji. Oh, not bad. Okay, I am getting answer, right? Okay, one more. Okay, Rajas, Sattva, Tamas. Very good. We have covered already. Okay, what is goodness? Which one is goodness? Prasanna Mataji? Do you know which one is goodness? Tamas is, what is tamas? Tamas. Tamo guna, Rajo guna, Sattva guna. Okay, no problem. Let's move on. Yeah, don't want to spend too much time here. Okay, so enjoyer, there are two enjoyers. One is the soul, the spirit soul. Second one is the super soul. So you're all very familiar with this. Okay, yes. All right, now we go to the field. Oh, this one we did pretty detailed yesterday, right? So what is field? What did you learn under the field? This one we spent quite a lot of time yesterday. Tell me from your memory. Okay, the field is the body, is our body. What else? What else? What else? Where are the Prabhus? Somasundram Prabhu, please share. What did we learn yesterday? Ram Prabhu is not here. Who else were here yesterday? Ganesha Prabhu, yesterday you were here also. Yes, yes, yes. 5 great elements, 24 activities of the field. Hey, anybody remember what are those? I mean, I don't have to give me the details. Okay, now Vigneswari Mataji has mentioned 5 great elements. So we know what is that, right? Fire, ether, and all that. After that, okay, that is subtle body. Knowledge acquiring senses. Yes, Darshini Mataji, you're almost there. It's actually knowledge acquiring senses. So you have your knowledge acquiring senses, eyes, nose, and all that. After that, working senses. What are working senses, Logesh Mataji? Or anybody else? What are working senses? Okay, very good. What is next? After that? Sense objects, very good. Okay, form, sound, okay, and all that. Okay, then these are all gross, yeah? So now we are moving to subtle. Yes, form, sound, smell, taste, touch, very good. Now we are moving to subtle. Now tell me what is subtle made of, subtle body made of? 3 elements. Actually, it's one subtle body made of 3 elements. Mind, intelligence, false ego. What is an important point that you can remember on this about subtle body? What is the role of this subtle body? Okay, okay. What does it do to us? What is the impact of this subtle body to us? Okay, covering of the soul, yes. What does it carry on? And where does it go? What does it do? It has the impression of what? Yes. Come on, more information. Because we are in Jnana Yoga, so we have to have all these points. you can technically explain why we are taking birth. All right. Previously, it was very general philosophy, isn't it? So once you cover this Jnana Yoga, you can give a technical explanation how the soul comes into contact with the nature and what happens to the soul that it has to go through so many births and why different people get different births. Very good. Okay, Sivaranjani Mata takes birth, grows, stays. These are all 6 transformations of the body. Okay, the feel of the body, yeah. So these are the transformation the body goes through, and it has this impression and carry on from our past lives. Okay, yeah, somehow, somewhat, you all are getting it. Okay, right. So we move on to the knower. Okay, so tell me something about knower. Tell me something about knower that you remember. Okay, a bit more elaborate. Anyone can elaborate more? You can unmute and speak also, you know, if you can't type very long. Tell me what you remember, Noah. Okay. So, Musunda Prabhu, you want to expand that a bit? So there are 2 knowers, you are saying? Yes, we only know our body, but Krishna knows all the body of all living entities. And there are 2 knowers, soul and super soul. Yes? Very good. Yes. Okay. Very good. So this is what I waited to see. Okay. Now we have knowledge. So what is knowledge? Yes, the individual soul and super soul. Knowledge. Knowledge. Yes, understanding of these 2 entities, soul and super soul, and how they interact and all these activities. This is knowledge. So you already got this knowledge yesterday. Okay, understanding the body and the knower, understanding the kshetra and kshetrajna. Okay, object of knowledge. So there's a very short segment. We only covered 2 verses on this. Krishna says, what is the object of the knowledge? Tell me 2 things about it. Yes, very good. Okay. Okay. Situated in the heart, devotee, okay, will know. Very important, very, very important. Okay, and manifested. Krishna spoke about characteristics of this particular person, right? Come on, that's the point, the final point. And finally, Krishna revealed, who is that? Who is that? What does he call? What is he called? Apani, you already explained this person is beautiful, tall, or dark, or fair. He studies here, studies there, but you forgot the name. Okay. Yes, so the object of the knowledge is super soul, and it's about understanding the relationship between, okay, earlier the knowledge is about understanding body and knower, and then we understand the relationship between soul and super soul. Okay, very good. Okay, so usually there will be a connecting verse between the previous chapter and the chapter that we are going to touch. Okay, so the connecting verse for in this case is 13.22. Okay, this is about the Prakriti, Purusha, okay, enjoyer of material nature. Okay, so this is a quick recap. Now, the living entity takes up repeated birth and death due to association with the modes of material nature. It has connection, it has interaction with this material nature under the influence of 3 modes of material nature. So this is very important. It always boils down. Why are we sitting here and learning this information, knowledge? It always boils down to why are we here? why we are taking birth, why your birth is different than mine, why are you suffering differently than mine. Okay, so to understand this, we have to understand where we came from, what happened to us, what is the interaction that we have with the material nature, that we are destined to have different destinations. Okay, right. So this is all about this Jnana Yoga chapter segment about explaining this in technically. Okay. Now I read this, yeah. The living entity in material nature thus follows the way of life, enjoying the three modes of nature. You actually, we covered this yesterday. Three modes of nature. Okay. This is due to his association with that material nature. So the moment you fall into this material world, you will be influenced by these three modes. Okay, so you will be enjoying under these three modes. Thus, he meets with good and evil among various species. So this happens even in current life. All right, so this is the connection between chapter 13 and 14. Okay, so 13.22 is the key connecting verse. Okay, so I repeat. Okay, chapter 13 explain the living entity, the Purusha. Okay, all right, how this Purusha is entangled in the Prakriti. Okay, which means how the living entity is entangled in the material nature. It's because, okay, I have a question here. Why is he entangled? What is the root cause for him to get entangled in this material nature? The clue is already inside this verse. Anybody can detect that. Why do you think the living entity is entangled in this material nature? What is the factor? Okay. I want more specific word. Mataji is correct. Okay. Attachment. Yes. Why the attachment comes? Association with the material world. And then what happens? Why is it continuously associating? All right. Enjoying. Okay. You are all not wrong, all correct. One more person. Vasaradhan Prabhu, would you like to try? What could be the reason? Yes, we are enjoying, we are associating, we have attachment. Okay, this is the impact of it. This is impact of it. So I'm asking for, yes, we got it. The desire for enjoyment. See, the answer is here at the top here, right? Because the desire to enjoy by Purusha follows the way of life. Yeah, the desire actually, desire. Now, moving to chapter 14, it explains, this chapter 14 explains how the material energy binds. So we are getting more technical, right? How the material energy binds the soul through the three modes of material nature. Okay, the modes of nature is given a glimpse here. Okay, this is a sneak peek what's going to happen in chapter 14. Okay, and this verse will be expanded in chapter 14. Okay, enjoying association. Okay, very good. So you got all these keywords from here. Okay, so yesterday we spoke about 24 elements. The 24th element, remember the pradhana, the unmanifested. So those are, that's these three modes, goodness, passion, and ignorance. So we will see that today. Now, can you see these three ladies here? The three modes of material nature. Nature is like these three ladies. What can you see in this picture? What are they holding and what do you think is happening? Who can decipher this image? You know, like when you do exam, right? They'll give you a chart and then you have to write a rumusan. And you have to hit all the points. What do you think these three ladies are doing? Okay. Any more? Okay. No more? Okay. Yeah, they are the puppeteers pulling the strings and making us move according to their will. We are the puppets. Oh no, it's not protecting the earth. We are sitting on the earth here. Okay. And our movements, our conduct, our behaviors, directors. Yes, director is Krishna at the top here. These are all his agents. Okay, so the agents are pulling the strings on us. So they pull left, we lift our left hand, right, and so on. We are the actors. Yes, very nice, Mahaprabhu. Okay, right. So human beings are puppets in their hands. These are the three modes of material nature. Okay, yeah, these are just figuratively. Okay, three modes of material nature. Okay, so what are we going to see today is, okay, Prabhu. Lord Krishna is going to explain how the soul is being conditioned by the modes. Okay, of course, the mode has influence on us, but how are we conditioned? Condition means we are bound to act and behave and speak and think in certain way. We are so conditioned in that way. Okay, it's very difficult to break this condition. That is called conditioning. Okay, and then when they put us under this condition, what is the effect of the condition from these modes? Okay, and can we break free? Yes, we can. And Krishna gives the solution as well. He gives the problem, he gives the root cause, he gives the impact, and he also gives the solution. So, you know, anybody auditor here? So when you're doing audit, right, the main thing is not about you picking fault in your auditee. It's about the weightage is so much on finding what is the root cause. So after you find the root cause, you have to find what is the impact. After you find the impact, you have to give a recommendation that is very, very, very specific so that the auditee knows what the auditor wants you to do. Okay, you can't just say, okay, this didn't comply. Okay, so therefore this has a cost in penalty. Okay, now you have to do rectification. No, how do you do the rectification? That has to be detailed by the auditor. So this is how Lord Krishna gives, he gives, this is the problem, this is the situation, this is the impact. If you do this, you're going to get this. If you do that, you're going to get this. Now, how do we solve this? Okay. So this is what Krishna is going to explain. And we will cover more on these three modes in chapter 16 and 17. Tomorrow is going to be a little light. And then Krishna will going to continue with 16 and 17. There are more activities that can be categorized under goodness, passion, ignorance. So moving forward, you will know whatever you do, you're going to see, am I acting in the mode of goodness or passion or ignorance? If you are falling in one of these, especially passion and ignorance, what you should do. Okay, so these are the goal of our study. Yeah. Okay, so the overview is like this: conditioning of the modes, understanding how the modes condition us. Okay, the characteristics, action, and death in the modes. Okay, what happens when you die in the mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance, all that. And these are the verse that covers this information. Transcending the modes. How do you transcend this? Okay, so let's start, yeah, 14.1. Vignesh Mataji.
Hello, Mataji. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "Again I shall declare to you this supreme wisdom, the best of all knowledge, knowing which all the sages have attained the supreme perfections."
Okay, thank you, Mataji. So you all remember in chapter 4, Krishna gave some glories, the illustratively about the glories of Bhagavad Gita. Where is it coming from? How old is it? Okay, the greatness of it, because he wants to increase the faith of Arjuna on what Krishna is going to deliver to him. So here again, Krishna is mentioning the purity of the knowledge. Krishna is glorifying this knowledge. So tell me, how is he glorifying this knowledge? I think you can get 2 points from here. Okay, I can accept the reveals the absolute truth. Okay, best of all knowledge. Okay, it's really straightforward. What kind of wisdom? Yes, the sages have attained perfection. By knowing this knowledge, we can attain the supreme perfection. So we have supreme wisdom. What else? Best of all knowledge. Okay, somebody already mentioned that. And Kritika Mataji says, by knowing this knowledge, we can attain the supreme perfection. Shamana Mataji says, sages have attained perfection. Yes. So you can actually take 4 points from here. Okay, you are meeting super exceed expectation. You know, there are different ways to get a score in your office, you know, meet expectation, exceed expectation, and super exceed expectation. So you all have super exceeded my expectations. Okay, the best of all knowledge, supreme perfection. Okay, so this way, we are going to understand the conditioning of the 3 modes because it is a powerful tool to assist on the path of self-realization. Okay, some people wants to learn technique. How does this technically happen? Or does it happen subtly? So all this information is for those who want to know more about how this really happens. Okay, right, so let's so before we move on, so first we need to know how did we come into contact with the material nature. So when somebody is taking birth, there must be a father, there must be a mother. Okay, the Prakriti is the mother, so that should be a father. So we have Krishna as the Supreme Father. So how he declares and how the other sastras also mentioning that the God is Father. Okay, and how Krishna's declaration actually conforms with the information that is given in other scriptures. Okay, so we need to know the Jiva in the first place comes in contact with the Prakriti. Okay, so the Lord impregnates the Prakriti. Krishna is the father, material nature is the mother. So we will see how the soul comes into the material world. Text 4. I'm not sure Vimal Raj Prabhu is working. Yes, that's self-realization, but that's actually part of it. Okay, knowing ourselves, we are the soul, is just part A. So there is another part which is how are we in relation to Krishna, which means we are part and parcel of him, or we are his servant, and that is the complete knowledge. Yes, a lot of people, they stop at the first verse of Vedanta Sutra where Aham Brahmasmi, I am Brahman. They stop there. Actually, the completion is I am servant of Krishna. That is a complete understanding. Actually, you can also watch the false ego video that I sent yesterday. I think in there also Prabhu explained it. Okay, so can we have somebody to read 14.4?
Yes, Mataji.
Hey, Prabhu.
14.4 translation. It should be understood that all species of life, all son of Kunti, are made possible by birth in this material nature, and that I am the seed-giving father.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu. So this verse, actually from point 3 to point 4, yeah? Point 3 to point 4. Okay, I read the text 3, yeah? The total material substance called Brahman is the source of birth, and it is that Brahman that I impregnate, making possible the births of all living beings, O son of Bharata. And then Krishna continues here that he is the seed-giving father. And this is how the living entities are placed in this material world. Aham bija pradapita. Bija means seed, pradapita, father. Okay, so you remember here, material nature is the mother. It supplies the living entity with the body, all the elements, right? It's the mother supplies it. Okay, however, you need the seed. So the seed comes from the father. Okay, everything happens, functions, operates. Krishna, Nandika. So everything operates when there is interaction between body and the spirit soul. Okay, so the soul without the body cannot function. Okay, you don't see the functioning. The body without soul, also you cannot see the interaction. So this is a very famous verse, and also a point to take back from here is that we are all brothers, sisters, that we are from same father, as well as animals. Okay, so we are all coming from same father. So this is true for all species of life. Therefore, we should have proper respect for all of species of life. Okay. All right. So, okay, now I'm going to bring in some verses from other scriptures. So we have here, this is from Corinthian Bible. And here it is recorded that God saying, I will be a father to you and you will be my sons and daughters, says the Lord Almighty. And then here, y'all can see this, right? As I move it. Okay.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu. So here, Father, oh my God, why my son's not working? Okay. Hallowed be your name, your kingdom come, give us each day your daily bread. So they are addressing God as Father. Okay. Let's move on. Here, here this person, I'm not really sure who is actually saying these lines, but it says that if you loved me, you will be glad that I'm going to the Father, for the Father is greater than I, also referring to God. But it comes so that the world may learn that I love the Father, do exactly what my Father has commanded me. Okay, so this all glorifying this God as the Father. Okay, and then here, okay, maybe I remove this. There is one God, the Father, from whom all are all things and for whom we exist, one Lord, through whom are all things. Okay, it keeps saying that God is the Father, right? Okay, and one God and Father. So everywhere you see the God is the Father. So only in Bhagavad Gita, God himself, Krishna himself declaring that I am these people, that this person that everybody is talking about. I am that Father. I am the seed giving Father. So I don't think you can find this verse mentioned by anybody else, any other personality. So you can only find this in Bhagavad Gita, that Krishna is declaring that he is this seed giving Father. Okay. So these are all the points. I'm just leaving it here. It will be in your PDF. Okay, and then this is in chapter 9. We actually skipped this, but I put it in because there is a relation. All right. I am the father of this universe, the mother, the support, and the grandsire. I'm the object of knowledge, the purifier, and the syllable om. Okay, here he will say that he is this, he is that, he will say this, right? So here also he mentioned that I am the father of this universe. Okay, so now we are done with knowing our father and mother. Now let's see what are we doing here? Okay, so look at these three ladies, yeah? The yellow is goodness, the red is passion, the purple or black is ignorance. So these are all three modes of material nature. So they are like these primary three colors. Okay, mode of goodness is yellow, sattva, red is rajas, blue is tamas. Okay, however, you will never find that we are operating or functioning under one color. We are always in the mixture of color. Okay, always there is a combination. Okay, let's read the sloka first, text 5. Is the Priya Mataji? Okay, not here. Anyone would like to go? Hirosha? Sundram Prabhu. Okay.
Yes, Mataji. Material nature consists of three modes: goodness, passion, and ignorance. When the eternal living entity comes in contact with nature, O mighty armed Arjuna, he becomes conditioned by these modes.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu. So this is what I explained already earlier, and you are reading it again. So I think you can remember this better. Okay, this is how the modes bind us. Okay, how we're going to see how it binds. Okay, so these are combination of three colors in different ways. We can make many colors. Okay, sometimes you are mixed with the sattva and rajas. Sometimes you are mixed with rajas and tamas. Okay, like that. It's always a combination. Okay, and not all living entities will display only one mode. Okay, like I mentioned earlier. Okay, there's always a mixture. Sometimes morning you'll feel very sattvic, and then towards the afternoon you'll be rushing here, rushing there. So that's passion also. And then by evening you will be like tired, sleeping, and a lot of people, sometimes they go to a club or they drink, they get intoxicated. So these are all fall under mode of ignorance. So morning are always nice, right? You do prayers, meditation, things like that. So this is the three modes of material nature. Okay. Okay, we're going to understand how we become conditional. Each and every mode will have one or two or three ways that it can condition us. This is where you have to pay attention, yeah. How do yes, Prabhu?
Can I know the rajas is belonging to which part of the modes of the nature?
Rajas, passion. Yeah,
How
asking
about
the
Tatwa, yeah. How about the other two?
Sattva is mode of goodness. Okay, so I mentioned again, yeah, sattva is mode of goodness. Rajas is passion. Tamas is ignorance. Okay, sattva, rajas, tama. So the translation is here also. Okay, Prabhu, welcome. Okay, so we move on. So first, we're going to start with mode of goodness. Text 6, Darshini Mataji.
O sinless one, the mode of goodness, being purer than the others, is illuminating and it frees one from all sinful reactions. Those situated in that mode become conditioned by a sense of happiness and knowledge.
Okay, so we are going into goodness first. Now, Krishna has already mentioned a few characteristics of people in the characteristic of the mode of goodness itself. Can somebody tell me all of it? You can put in the chat. There are 3. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, so this is the first part. Yes, thank you. The first part is the characteristics. Purer than the other modes is eliminating, frees one from simple reaction. Okay, let me explain that. Yeah, thank you. Now, people, okay, goodness means knowledge, right? Mode of goodness is basically about people who have knowledge. So when you have knowledge, it illuminates your life. Yes, it brightens your life. It shows you what to do, what not to do. And because people under this mode of goodness is very aware what is good, what is bad, they can, because they have this knowledge, they can discriminate between good and bad. Therefore, they will abstain from being engaged in sinful activities. Therefore, people in the mode of goodness may have lesser sinful reactions because they are conscious about what are they doing. They have knowledge. Okay, so they have knowledge what to do, what they'll know. Okay, if I steal, I will get caught. I will go to jail. They know. Okay, so they know they will not do it, and they will not have to experience something bad to learn from it. They can see and they can learn. All right. So this is the characteristics of people in the mode of goodness. Okay, the mode of goodness itself is purer than others, is illuminating and frees one from all sinful reactions. Okay, so these are the characteristics. It seems like very good, right? Very nice, right? I want to be in mode of goodness. I want to remain in the mode of goodness. Very nice, right? Okay, but even this mode of goodness have conditioning, which means the disadvantage in the mode of goodness. Okay, so if you see what kind of people are mostly in the mode of goodness, Brahmana, because they're always engaged in learning the sastras, singing, praying, worshipping. Okay, so their life is very sattvic. They don't get into trouble, fight. They don't say any harmful or harsh words. Okay, that is their life, right? And you have scientists, philosopher, poet, because they are very much involved in acquiring knowledge. They are just doing their own work, acquiring knowledge, upskill themselves, things like that. So they are educated, they are high class, all right? So they don't mess a lot, all right? So this is the person in the mode of goodness. But what happens is that when they become very complacent, there is a tendency where they can come under the influence of arrogance, or they think that I'm educated, I am high class, okay, I don't need to be concerned about others. It is their problem. It is not my problem. Okay, now the mode of goodness is encouraged. But because of this disadvantage here, because they are happy and they think they have the knowledge, okay, they are conditioned by this, but we cannot be simply contented with that. We cannot be complacent with that. Okay, of course, they are very nice qualities compared to the other modes, but it conditions us with two elements, okay, happiness and knowledge. So this is very important. So please understand the difference. Yeah, these are the characteristics, and this is how the mode of goodness condition us. Okay, so we think that we are superior, we are better than others. This is all conditioning under the mode of goodness. Okay, let's move to complacency in goodness. Okay, this is the disadvantage, the flip side of it. Now let's go to mode of passion. Text 7. Yes, Prabhu.
The mode of passion is born of unlimited desires and longings, O son of Kunti, and because of this, the embodied living entity is bound to material fruitive actions.
Okay, fruitive actions. Okay, thank you, Prabhu. So what is the characteristic or mode of passion here?
Unlimited desires and longings.
Yes, desire and longing, not merely some desire, some longing, is unlimited. Okay, we can also use the word intense or over-endeavoring. Yes, very good. Right? So it's born of unlimited desire and longings. You satisfy something and you want more. Satisfy already, you want more. That is called greedy. Okay, and because they want to achieve more and more and more, they be most they develop stronger desire. Okay, so they become very active, very ambitious to satisfy this, to buy this, to aim for this, aim for that. All right. However, this aim are not for higher purpose. It's basically to satisfy more, to satisfy their senses more and more and more. Now, the word passion is generally very popular today. Everything is driven by passion. Okay, everything is driven by passion, like drive with passion, what else, drink with passion, eat with passion, everything passion, isn't it? Be passionate. And we have motivators like you have to be passionate about this, you have to be passionate about that. So passion is a very popular term now. Okay, that's a question. Why do they say Kshatriya is in the mode of passion? Is it different? Okay, Kshatriya has to function under the mode of passion because they need to kill. They need to kill. Brahmana doesn't need to show any aggressions, so they are in the mode of sattva. But Kshatriya cannot go and function under the mode of goodness, like how Arjuna argued with Krishna, isn't it? I'm very pitiful about them. I don't want to kill them. So his compassion came over him, and Krishna called him, how can this impurity come upon you? He will say that kasmalam idam, something like that. Okay, so he is a Satriya. He has to be strong-willed. He cannot be weak-hearted. So Satriya has to have passion. Like if you want to defend yourself, if you want to protect your subject, your properties, all right, you need to be angry to protect. Okay, you cannot be like Satvi. People are trying to kill you, or kill your children or whatsoever, attack your children. What the animals will do, they go all out to protect. They show their anger. They go on their maximum on their force. So this passion is required to defend ourselves. Okay, so this is passion. So Satriya is under the mode of passion. Okay, Prabhu. Okay, Amataji, thank you. Good question. All right, so we were talking about how passion is a very popular word now. And then what else? Okay, because of this, people are more and more they engage in activities. So what kind of activities that gives them result? So therefore, they engage in activities that give fruitive results. Okay, yeah, this one point here is that the characteristic of this passion is just like the attraction between man and woman. That intensity, the intensity of his desire and longing is like that. Okay, so one has to be very careful what kind of things we are doing in what kind of mode. Okay. Okay, passion binds. How passion binds? Okay, earlier, the mode of goodness binds us through. Do you all remember how the mode of goodness binds us? What are the two ways it binds us? Yes, very good. Good memory, I hope. Okay, not referring to notes from the memory. Okay, so like similarly, the mode of passion binds us through desire and attachment. Okay, you will not find this here, so you can probably write it down. Yes, Logish Mataji, very good. Okay, so passion binds us by the ropes of desire and attachment. Okay, so when the mode of passion increased in us, we develop more and more hankering for material enjoyment. And then we work very hard. And finally, we become bound by these activities and the reactions. So we have to suffer the reactions. Okay, yes, desire and attachment in passion. Okay, so what mode is this? What happened to this guy here? Can you see what's happening to this guy here? What has happened to him?
Drugs.
Yes. Okay, drugs.
So this is also passion or ignorance.
It's ignorance. See, tamas. Yes, yes. Okay, text 8. Jai Mataji.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Mataji. O son of Bharata, know that the mode of darkness, born of ignorance, is the delusion of all embodied living entities. The results of this mode are madness, indolence, and sleep, which bind the conditioned soul. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. So by now you all know already what I'm going to ask. What is the characteristics of mode of goodness? Ignorance. Delusional. Yes. Delusion. Okay. What else can you extract from that verse? Not yet. Okay, we go segment by segment. Yes, those three are results of ignorance, how it binds us. But my question is, what is the characteristics of ignorance? How do you know when you're going through certain situation or somebody's going through certain situation? Okay, this is mode of ignorance in play. Yeah, darkness, delusional. All right, delusional. Okay, these two things. Darkness. Also, there are other things like it's also in 1413. So I can give you here. When there is an increase in the mode of goodness, O son of Kuru, darkness, inertia, madness, and illusion are manifested. So you can add that because we are not covering everything in the level 1. Okay, characteristic or symptoms is darkness, inertia, madness, illusion. Okay, so can we do a quick recap? What is the binding factor in goodness? What is the characteristics of goodness?
Happiness and knowledge.
Tada. That is binding factor, conditioning factor. There you go. Yes, I can hear Mataji saying. Very good. Illuminating, purer than others. There's one more, right? Yes, frees one from all sinful activities. How about mode of passion? What is the characteristics of mode of passion? Okay, desire. Okay, longing, desire. Yes, yes, yes. Some more. Okay, unlimited desire and longings. Desire and attachment. Okay, yes, you are getting it. So if you find ourselves doing all this, then we are under the control of mode of passion. So the lady with the red sari, she is pulling her strings on us. Right. Okay, very good. Okay, finally, we are in the mode of ignorance. The characteristic is darkness, inertia. Inertia, what is inertia? What is inertia? Yes, not doing anything. Okay, placid. Okay, like this, sleeping saja. This is inertia. Madness and illusion. So illusion means things are not there, but you say it's there, or you're just not, what they call it, not walking on real world. You're just not seeing the reality of life. So that is called illusion. Yes, not moving. Okay, so next segment. Yes, inactivity. But yes, that's right. That is a simple word, inactivity. What is the next one? Conditioning of the mode of ignorance. How does it condition us? What happened? How does mode of ignorance condition us? What is indolence? What is madness? Madness, just go hysterical, go run amok. So all this madness. Indolence, yes, lazy, sleep. So these are all in the mode of ignorance. Okay, of course, we are not talking about people who work night shift and then they come and sleep. All right, so that's not that, right? Okay. All right. So goodness bound by, okay, so earlier we saw characteristic, the recap. So now I recap the conditioning, right? Goodness bound by knowledge and happiness. Delusion, yes, away from Krishna conscious. Okay. Goodness bound by knowledge and happiness. Passion bound by material fruitive action. This is how they bind us. Ignorance bound by madness, indolence, and sleep. So can remember all this? Okay, I repeat, yeah. Mental health issues arise from tamas. How do we know that, Mataji? But that's already, if it's diagnosed, then it's a disease already, right? Sometimes they are not able to control that.
Sorry, because here it's written madness is one of the result of the mode of tamas, right? So I was thinking madness and then mental health, like, is it related?
Oh, the madness that I was mentioning earlier, like getting hysterical, running amok, madness, just like, how you see the road bullies, they just act out of madness. Like they just totally out of control. So we don't know whether they are really suffering from clinical mental health issues, or it's just they are over stressed or things like that. Yesterday, I think 2 days ago, I watched this movie. This road bully was stalking the mother and the son. I forgot what's the title. So he is already a very disturbed person, and just by a slightest trigger, he went on killing spree. So this is all madness. He's not able to have any sense of control over his mental state. So about the mental health issue, if it's diagnosable by a health professional, then I really don't know what will be the cause. I don't know what will be the cause. Is it the environment, or maybe it's already inside them? I'm not so sure, Mataji. Is that what you're asking? Whether it's mental health issues coming from the mode of ignorance? I don't think that is related, but mode of ignorance is mostly how your lifestyle is. Means you're not supposed to do that, but you're still doing it because you want to do it. You choose to do it. You want to use your free will to do it. Whereas mental health people, sometimes it's beyond their control. They don't want to behave in certain ways, but they are forced to behave that way. Okay, thank you, Mataji. Okay, so these are the 3 conditionings of the mode of ignorance. Okay, what else? So that is delusion in ignorance. Okay, so we can recap now. So we have the 3 modes. We have the characteristic of symptoms or the behaviors and the binding force. Let's go again, yeah? Goodness, passion, ignorance. So can you give me the symptoms of goodness now? Actually, I think we can skip this. I think you're all familiar already, okay? So just have a look at it. Eliminating no sinful reactions. Binding force is happiness and knowledge. Passion, the characteristic symptoms are unlimited desire, longing, hankering, intense endeavor, fruitive activities. Okay, what is the binding force? Attachment to fruitive activities, because as you work hard or as you work hard towards something, you get the result. You are bound to that fruit and you want to do more and more and more. So like this, you are forever attached to the fruitive activities, the activities that give you fruits. Okay. Ignorance, the characteristic is sleep, inertia, laziness. There's one more also, right? And then the binding force is the madness. Okay, so take a look at it. So this is difference because we are moving to another segment. We will not touch this anymore. Okay, so we move here. Now this is death in 3 modes. Okay, what happens to people who die in 3 different modes? Text 14.
When one dies in the mode of goodness, he attains to the pure higher planets of the great sages. When one dies in the mode of passion, he takes birth among those engaged in fruitive activities. And when one dies in the mode of ignorance, he takes birth in the animal kingdom.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. Right, so acting and dying in 3 modes. Okay, now both the result of one's action, so the results of one's action and the result after one's death. Okay, it is influenced by the mode of nature, and then it brings certain results to that person. Okay, so in the mode of goodness, one can go to higher planets or great sages. Okay, they can become demigods, they can be devas. All right, those who are that means they have very good life and they die in the mode of goodness. They can go up to the higher planets or the planet of the great sages. Okay, can you give me some example dying in the mode of goodness? If you can't, then I'll give. What do you think? Because I think this group may have some very good knowledge already. Very good. Dying a pilgrimage site, but that also depends what kind of consciousness the person has had through his entire life and also at the time of death. So remember here you have to bring in the chapter 8, right? Attaining the supreme. Okay. Thinking of Lord. Okay, thinking of Lord, that is transcendental already. Transcendental is something beyond goodness, passion, ignorance. Yeah. Thoughts of Krishna, you're going to go to, Krishna promised that you're going to go to him. So that is not mode of goodness, that is transcendental already. So now this is dying in the mode of goodness. How an ordinary person can die in the mode of goodness? Not necessarily no rebirth, not necessarily. Because here, Krishna said they'll take birth at pure higher planets of the great sages. While doing something, what kind of thing? You're getting it?
Charity work.
Dying while doing charity work. Okay. Dying at the pilgrimage places, holy places. Yes. Okay. If you die at auspicious time. Okay. Oops. Okay. Yeah. Dying while reciting prayers or while other people are reciting prayers and you happen to be in that place. That is mode of goodness. Okay. And in meditative mode, okay, surrounded by saintly people or devotees in holy places, at the bank of holy rivers. Okay, so these are dying in the mode of goodness. And where do they go? They go to, Krishna says here very nicely, they go to pure higher planets. Okay. All right. And what is the result of those people who act in the mode of goodness? They get pious credits, they get piety, okay, they get purity, they get happiness, they get knowledge. Apparently, it is mentioned that the Ravi Shankar, you know, the musician Ravi Shankar has taken 9 births. He has taken 9 births, and all 9 births he's been a musician, something like that. All right, because there is no higher desire for them to transcend it. So they feel that this is maximum and I'm happy with it. And they don't know what is beyond that. So no matter how good you are, how perfect you are in the mode of goodness, the maximum you're going to go to Brahma Loka, and after your pious credits are over, then you're going to come back down. And when you come back down, you will have to face the 4 real problems: birth, death, old age, and disease all over again. Okay. All right. So next, go to the dying in the mode of passion. People who die in the mode of passion, they take birth among those engaged in fruitive activities. So where is this place? Where do you think this place is? Okay, first we talk about how can a person die in the mode of passion? Under what circumstance?
Russia, Ukraine in the war.
War? Okay. Yeah. What else? What are the possibilities people in modern age now can die in the mode of passion? So here you have to bring in all the information that we have already discussed. What kind of activity the people under the mode of passion will do? Dying in duty. Yeah, I told you, y'all are so clever. Profession. Okay. Some more, you're almost there. What else? Dying while working, dying after seeing the stock market crash, heart
Dying,
attack. Yes, Prabhu?
dying while eating, choking,
Oh, dying while
passion.
yeah. What do you call that? Eating voraciously? Okay, one more. Very famous. This one, all my classes, this one they score. Everyone, every class must have one person telling me this. Dying while gossiping. Yeah, you all are very good people. They are not thinking about this dying in the mode of passion. Come, I give you a few more seconds. How did who's the guy in the Fast and Furious? So I forgot his
Paul
name.
Walker.
Yeah, how did he die?
Driving.
Was he racing?
Passion. Racing, yeah.
Yeah, that's a real life
That's a
example.
passion. Yeah.
Dying while racing, car racing. Okay, so car racing, stock market crash, dying at work, competing with others. Is it? Okay, sudah kasih hint. Die while working out. Ada, Prabu. Got a
Heart attack.
heart attack. Yeah,
Sports
actually,
activities. Yeah.
my uncle, yes.
Recently, one of the footballer died while cycling.
Cycling, huh? That's so sad, right? My uncle also, he was having something like, he was feeling very uneasy and he thought he was having some gas and he went out running. After he came back from running, then he felt chest pain. So on the way to hospital, he passed away. So people don't know, they just can't sense what's wrong. Okay, so that's dying in the mode of passion. Okay, now where do they go? Actually, somebody answered that already, but I'm just going to ask again. Where do they go?
Rebirth.
Yeah, rebirth. And then Krishna say they take birth among those engaged in fruitive activities. And where can be a better place? The earthly planets. Actually, earthly planets. Huh? Okay. The middle planetary system. Yeah, we are here. I think we all know what happened to us, I guess. Okay, so the result is, what is the result of being in the mode of passion? The result of being in the mode of goodness, like I mentioned earlier, you feel pious, there's a lot of piety, you have purity, you have happiness, you have knowledge. These are all the results, even though they are binding, but these are the results of acting under the mode of goodness, right? But how about acting under the mode of passion, dying? What gives us at the end of the day? What gives that? What gives us? You go to canteen, you gamble, and then you lose. What do you take back?
Pleasure, suffering.
Pleasure ke, Prabhu? If you lose.
Pleasure and suffering.
So we call it miseries. Yeah, effects. Miseries. Okay. Next, dying in the mode of ignorance. Give me some example, dying in the mode of ignorance. It'll be good if you give real life example, because I have some real life examples. Suicide. Okay, not chanting Lord names.
Drug overdose.
Drug overdose. Give me examples, Prabhu.
Drug addict,
No, we have celebrities, right? What examples
Yeah.
can you give?
Michael Jackson.
Yeah. Okay. Well, who else? And these people are rich people. They are celebrity. They seem to have everything that people want. Oh, he's so rich. He's famous. He's a girl. He's got name and fame. He's got money. He's got opulence, wealth. But why they are still dying in the mode of ignorance? Because money does not give them everything. Okay, drug overdose, Michael Jackson. And one more, Whitney Houston. Yes, she also. Okay, I think that's about it. That's all I know. Okay, overdose of drugs, alcohol, suicide. Okay, and where do they go? They go here, animal kingdom. So you can see that taking your life, taking out your own life, it doesn't, I know people want to end their pain. They don't want to end their life. But what happens is that they die prematurely. Okay, and this is a sin. Okay, they go to animal kingdom. Okay, and the result is foolishness. Okay, so this is death of three modes. Okay, so now Krishna mentioned dying in the three modes, the destinations. Okay, now Arjuna is asking, is there a solution and how do I solution? Vandalism, babies who die premature. Yeah, it's also karmic reactions for Mataji. How about people who go into coma for some time and then pass away? Okay, this one is also, I would say is ignorance. Okay, because you don't know what kind of state of mind that person is, unless he is surrounded by people chanting, doing bhajan, reading from the sastras. This is where the people around him come in, play an important role. So in that sense, that will be a mode of goodness, because earlier I gave example, dying at holy place, dying surrounded by sages, dying surrounded by devotees praying. People with disease. So when people with disease, they know, if they know when they're about to going to die, so they will have to tailor their lifestyle in the mode of goodness. So at the end of the day, because even for a person, for a normal person like us, we don't know what we will be thinking at the time of death. So can you imagine people with disease, what kind of state they will be at the time, at the deathbed? So, so we cover this in chapter 8, that our life has to be in such a way that at the end, the Lord can help us. Okay, even if we cannot think, that He will come enter our mind. All right. And the disease also is karmic reactions, right? Yeah. So what we can do, we can transcend this. So this is where Krishna is going to teach us how do we transcend this. Okay, I don't understand vandalism, Prabhu. Can you explain? What is this? Are you saying activity? Dasaradan Prabhu? How to suicide case due to mental issue? So this is all very hard, very heavy karmic reactions, Mataji. So definitely there is, this is more of ignorance. Destroying public properties. I think this is passion, right? This is actually crime already. This is crime. This is called aggressors. Okay, they deserve to be punished. And this is why there is this punishment in the prison for hanging, the beating, all that. This is all, if you look at it philosophically or religiously, it lightens the karma in this birth itself. Because with that punishment, the karma is lightened. Okay, for those who escape, then siap lah, next birth, huh? Siap. Okay. All right. Okay. 14.21. Did I assign this to someone? No. Okay, I'm going to read this. Oh, my dear Lord, by which symptoms is one known who is transcendental to these three modes? What is his behavior? How does he transcend the modes of nature? Okay, so Krishna is going to explain some symptoms, some behavior, and how does he transcend. Okay, this is the answer. Kausalya Mataji. Oh, Mataji is not here, sorry. Kirosha Mataji. Kirusha Mataji, I already assigned you, right? Kritika Mataji.
One who engages in full devotional service, unfailing in all circumstances, at once transcends the modes of material nature and thus comes to the level of Brahman.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. So this is the answer to the question. So Krishna explained here the symptoms and behavior. Okay. Engage in full devotional service, unfailing in all circumstances. Remember, I always tell you that these two words, unmotivated and uninterrupted. So your devotional service must be uninterrupted. And this way you can transcend these three modes. Okay. And then finally he comes to the level of Brahman. Brahman means self-realized. Okay. Okay, this is transcending the modes. Okay, so I'm going to skip this because we already went through this in detail previously. Okay, there are three ways to realize God: the Brahman realization, Paramatma realization, and Bhagavan realization. Okay, so we will skip all this. Okay, and this is a video which I will share in the group. We don't have time. This is a story how a hunter, a sinful hunter, okay, very, very sinful hunter. He is so cruel, and how he transcends that his situation by engaging in devotional service. So what happens to him? This is the story of that. And then finally, Krishna is explaining what is the basis of this Brahman. Text 27. Kirosha Mataji. Okay, Mataji, are you there? Sasireka Mataji, can you replace? Jay Mataji.
Hi, Mataji. Sure. And I am the basis of the impersonal Brahman, which is immortal, imperishable, and eternal, and is the constitutional position of ultimate happiness.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. So here Krishna declares that he is the source of Brahman. This also we already did in detail previously. Okay, so that's good, right? So you can go through this to refresh. Okay. And this picture is also has been shared previously that Krishna is the source of Brahman, because if there is a light, there should be a source. Okay, so all the pictures we already shared. Okay, so we can skip all this. Okay, we have come to an end here. It's 9:35. I think we can keep this for tomorrow, yeah. So we covered these 4 segments. How the modes condition us, okay, the characteristics, acting and dying within the modes, and how to transcend the modes. Okay, the last slide reading. Anybody would like to volunteer?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Okay, sorry Mataji, go ahead.
In the practice of Krishna consciousness, the devotee engages all the gates, the whole body, to reach the state of pure goodness. For example, the devotee uses the eyes and ears to read and hear the scriptures, the nostrils to smell flowers offered to the Lord, and the mouth to taste food offered to the Lord, and to chant the Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Thank you, Mataji. Okay, so this is also how to transcend. You know what? Those who are not able to stay on, you can leave. I'm just going to play this video, yeah. So those who can stay, you can watch this.
When you take the animal to the slaughterhouse for killing, he cries. So why? Because he's feeling pain. He knows that I'm going to be killed. So there is soul. The soul is there. You don't think that soul is not there. Soul is there. Therefore, a Krishna conscious person who has realized God, he is sama sarveshu bhuteshu. He is equal to all living entities. He will feel pain even for cutting a tree. He will feel pain even he traverses over an ant There is a story that one hunter, he was killing in the forest all kinds of animals, and he was killing them half. So they were suffering too much severe pain. So Narad Muni was going in that way. He saw that these animals have been half killed and they are so much suffering. Who is doing that? So he searched out the hunter. He requested, sir, you are killing the animals. Why don't you kill them all at a time? We are killing half. They are suffering. You will have to suffer in that way. The hunter did not know that killing animals is sinful and he has to suffer again. So he said, sir, I am trained like this by my father. This is my profession. I do not know what is sin. But this is the first time I am hearing from you that killing this animal, especially in this way, is very much sinful. So because he saw a saintly person, he got his sense. He asked him, then how I can get rid of this sinful life? The Narad Muni suggested that I shall give you the way how you can become free from this sinful life. So he made him a disciple and asked him to chant this Hare Krishna mantra and sit down on the bank of the Ganges. And the hunter said, sir, where shall I get my food? Narad Muni said, I will send you, don't bother. I will send you food. So the village people, when they understood that the hunter has become a saintly person, so everyone used to come and see him. Somebody was bringing some rice, somebody wheat, somebody some sweets, some fruit, some flour. So huge quantity of foodstuff was coming. So in this way, he became a perfect saintly Vaishnava. Later on, when Narad Muni came to see him, he was coming to receive the spiritual master, jumping over the road. So when the hunter, now he became Vaishnava, so Narad Muni and his friend Parvat Muni asked, so why you are jumping? He said, sir, there are so many ants, so I was trying to save their life. The same hunter who was killing animals one time, half dead, and was enjoying, is no more interested to kill even an ant. This is called saintly life. Sama sarveshu bhuteshu. Sama, equal to all living entities. Not that simply protection should be given to the human being.
Okay, that's it. Thank you, everyone. Okay, I think that I saw some questions here. Now. Which mode should we practice in life? Combination of three modes. Actually, the combination of three modes is something that is already happening to us, okay, without we realizing it. But having this knowledge, like I mentioned earlier, you can reflect and see the activities that we are doing. Is it influenced by the mode of ignorance, passion, or goodness? Because now you know already the characteristics. So if you feel certain ways, then you know you are in the mode of passion. If you're feeling certain ways, then you know you're in the mode of goodness. If you're feeling happy and you feel like you have knowledge, then you're actually, okay, you're all right. You're doing well in mode of goodness. But the important here is that the concern is when you are in the mode of passion or ignorance, because if you, especially when you're in mode of passion, if you're in the mode of passion, you have to be very conscious that you don't fall to ignorance. Like you don't feed yourself with things that you already enjoying, because you will lose control and you go to mode of ignorance. Because from mode of ignorance to come back to passion and goodness is very difficult. But it's easier from passion, you want to go to goodness. Okay, so if you're passionate about something, then you try to tweak that. So later, how do you tweak this? This is what we will cover in chapter 16, 17, and 18 also. Everything that we do, it has three modes mixed. Even devotional service also can be under the three modes. So it doesn't mean when we are in devotional service, oh, okay, we are transcendental, we are perfect and everything. No. Sometimes you can do devotional service for name and fame. So that is passion already. Okay, so like this, everything you do, charity also got 3 modes. You feeling happy, that also can be in 3 modes. You know, there are happiness in the mode of goodness, goodness, passion, ignorance. So all this will be covered in chapter 16 and 17. So by end of your chapter 18, you will know already where are you? Okay, where are we? We can check. Okay, so if you find yourself, you arrest yourself, hey, you are doing this is mode of passion. So you need to change that. So of course, ultimately, we want to be placed in the mode of goodness, because mode of goodness is very near to spiritual mode, which is transcendental mode. So falling below, it's going to take longer time, or it's going to be very difficult for us to come out. Okay, I have seen people from mode of goodness gone to passion, and finally they went to ignorance, and it's very, very difficult to come out. It's very difficult. So don't waste this human life. This one, I'm really seeing this person, and it's not easy. Okay, so trust me. So try not to go down to passion and ignorance. Always keep your life in mode of goodness by doing these regulative principles of bhakti. So that will help. So it's true that what Krishna said, this is how we transcend the 3 modes. Okay, is that okay, Prabhu? Okay, thank you.
Mataji, I have a question.
Prabhu?
I have a question, Mataji.
Yes, carry on, Prabhu.
Mataji, just now the hunter story, the animals, right? So even in Hindu traditions, in the name of divine services, they use cows and horses to pull the heavy radham. So how do you look at it, Mataji?
Okay.
Because
So
I tend to disagree using the animal to pull the chariot or the heavy radham. So I don't know, how do you look at it in Krishna consciousness or in his teaching?
Okay. So in ancient times, or traditionally, the animals are used to pull, that's the means of transport, right, Prabhu? Whether you're farming or, plowing the field. So that's the original purpose of these animals, and they were taken care properly. You don't overburden them. But here, in our Krishna conscious movement, our chariots are not pulled by cows or animals. It's pulled by human beings. So if you see Radha Yatra, even the 3 huge Jagannath Radha Yatra and Jagannath Puri Orissa, it's pulled by human being, fully human being, no animals, not even lorry or generator aided vehicles. So I agree with you that the animals should not be used to pull chariots, Prabhu. But as far as ISKCON is concerned, we pull the lot with our own hands. We use the rope, we pull with our own hands, because that is an act of love to carry the lot. Yeah, so about others, those who practice using cows, I also disagree with that, Prabhu. But I don't know how, as an individual, we can make that changes. So we can, suggest to the temple authorities, because if we can do, so why not others also? What do you think, Prabhu?
Thank you, Mataji. Because sometimes their explanation is, for example, in Islamism, they say the cows are being slaughtered. It is kind of blessings for the cow. And do they have the same belief? It is a blessing for the cows or for the horses when they do this kind of activities. It's like a punyam.
Burden them with a very heavy chariot on 1 or 2 cows, and they hardly have energy to pull, then that is abuse already. Okay, however, if you look at Sri Rangam, they use elephant to carry the Lord. Okay, it hardly has any weight on it, and then you can see the elephant is actually happily serving the Lord. And these are special, these are blessed animals. Like the cow, they give the milk, and that milk is used to abhishek the Lord. So this way they are blessed, Prabhu. But if you're going to sap their energy out of them, I think we can know for ourselves also, we can use our discretion whether the animal is happy or not happy. So they have to be very careful on that. But about the blessings, if they pull, I don't know, we have humans to pull, so why can't we use the human energy? It will be act of bhakti. It is good for the humans as well.
Yeah. Thank you, Mataji.
Welcome, Prabhu. Okay, any more questions? Where do you stay, Prabhu?